Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. In this late night stream, I want to talk about the most undervalued crypto, the most undervalued blockchain that exists today, and that is Vechain. Yes, Vechain has been around since 2017, and yet it goes unnoticed for the most part. It is definitely undervalued. There is so much going on with this project, and that is what this video is all about. Now, of course, right beforehand, I do see that Bitcoin dipped a little bit, and some of you guys are panicking, even though Bitcoin is still at 54,000. I don't know what the panic is, but I'm going to address that also. I'll address that also. So, you guys, hopefully this will calm you guys down a little bit. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. 2 streams every day, 11 and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, sometimes a little late, but around this time. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All right, those of you guys already in the chat, welcome. So let's start with this. So Bitcoin is at 54,000. Again, I don't know why anyone is panicking at this point because, we're above 51,000. We're above 52,000, right? But this just happened recently, right around 50, 55, 56, not 56, 55, 6. Bitcoin fell down about 2,000 points, right? Is this F2 pool? I looked at it. No. Is it me simply taking some profits and I didn't know I was going to crash the Bitcoin? No. No, this is perfectly natural. This happens all the time. In fact, this happens when people go too long. So I would not be surprised if there's a group or a whale or whales or exchanges or even miners that does this on purpose because they feel like, hey, this is easy money. There's too much longs and longs get liquidated. It happens all the time. All the time. So that's why when you get a little too greedy, for those people that love to trade with leverage, you got to watch out. At any given time, this could happen both ways, but definitely not time to panic. Bitcoin is doing well. As you guys been noticing, covering a lot of very, very bullish things happening in the realm of Bitcoin. So definitely something that we're going to get through. And you know what? Once we get through it, we won't even remember this. All right, so I do want to move on to the main point, the main topic of this video, and that is Vechain, which is now sitting at number 23. Paul, appreciate that. Number 23 at 4 billion market cap. Now, it has been moving as of late. So it has gone up about 40% within the last week. So I'm glad to see that it is coming up. But still, this is really, really, really undervalued, even at this point. And I'm basing this off of all the other blockchains ahead of it, including Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, Polkadot, all these guys. And then you can look at Theta, Cosmos, Avalanche, Terra. As good as they are, I'm going to show you why Vechain should sit on top of all of them. The traction that Ethereum has now, the traction that Ethereum has now is nowhere close to the traction Vechain has. In fact, when Ethereum is completely done with 2.0, they would be lucky to get the partnerships that Vechain already has, the clients that already utilize the blockchain. This is how undervalued Vechain is. And I'm going to get through it. I'm going to tell you everything there is to know. And I'm going to tell you why I think they are down right now. Why they're not sitting at 400 billion market cap or something much higher than what it is now. All right. So first of all, there are 2 tokens. There's a VET token and also a VTHOR token. And I'm going to explain to you what those are. But first, let's talk about what is Vechain. Vechain is a promising blockchain, came out of 2017, and it is a blockchain focused on supply chain. Well, that's what they came out with, but they have gone way, way, way beyond that. It's a fast-moving blockchain, and its sole purpose was to help supply chain manufacturers, vendors, it doesn't matter who, to be able to track things that's going on, right? From the manufacturers shipping to the retail stores, from retail stores to other retail stores or distributors. All this could be tracked, and not only that, you can actually track them with IoT devices too, to make sure that they haven't been tampered with. Whether things become counterfeit during the process, they could track all that. That's the main premise of VeChain, is a promising fast blockchain that is meant for supply chain. But like I said, it's gone way beyond that. But just a few fundamental things. Number one is their version of proof of stake. They're called proof of authority. There's about 101 authority master nodes. Now, these are KYC nodes. So if you want to apply and become a node, you do have to be verified. They want to make sure that you are legit, that you're not going to cause any harm to the network, right? But there are 101 master nodes, and then there are also nodes that's part of this. Now, in terms of governance, pretty standard. And also you have economic model. I mentioned about the 2 token setup. One is more meant for financial activities, or you could say governance, okay? And then one, the VTHOR token, that's more for what they call energy, which is really, you think about it as equivalent to like gas. Like Neo has gas, Ethereum has gas, right? It's basically used for transactions. So there's a 2 token setup. And why this is important is because this avoids the rich getting richer kind of thing. With some blockchains where you have one token, the nodes or the block producers or master nodes, they tend to get richer because the rewards is in the same token that they need to use to stake and become that master node, right? So this is kind of separates that out a little bit. Now, VTHOR is inflationary. VTHOR token does increase, but VET does not. It's a set supply. And if you look at it, I think it's pretty, it's 74% of it is already circulating. And this is a max supply. So there's not a whole lot of VET that's circulating out there. All right. So that's like the fundamentals. But that sounds like a lot of blockchains out there already. A lot of Generation 3 blockchains work. Same premise, some kind of variation of proof of stake. You have a whole bunch of nodes that is powering the network. A lot of them do have a dual token setup as well. But here's the biggest difference maker between VeChain and everyone else, is that they're already operational, and they have some of the biggest clients, customers, projects that are utilizing it. It's not even close. It's not even close. So let's start with this. First of all, their first 2 partners, DNVGL and PricewaterhouseCoopers, you guys probably have heard of them before. They are absolutely huge. The revenue is in the billions. One is a big 4 in terms of auditing, but they have a lot of connections throughout the whole world. And also DNVGL, they're in the business of certifying. They certify a lot of services: maritime, renewable energy, oil and gas, food and beverage, healthcare, and they are the world's largest certifier of vessels and offshore structures. They're all over the place too. But the thing is, these guys are not just partners. They're actually investors. So when VeChain first came out, there's a lot of FUD about whether or not these are true partners or not. Yeah, they're beyond partners. These are investors of VeChain. So it's in their best interest to help VeChain grow, and they have. They have helped VeChain partner up with some of the biggest companies in the world. For example, Hire. Hire is the biggest appliance manufacturer in the world. You think about, they pretty much produce everything from washers to dryers to refrigerators. Well, guess what? They're partnered up with VeChain and DNVGL to enhance consumers' trust for traceability, to make sure that things are done correctly, prevent fraud, track carbon footprints, and verify products, and much more. A multi-billion revenue company. Yes, partnered up with VeChain utilizing the VeChain blockchain. So, good example. Another one. let's talk about cars, right? So here's one of the biggest Chinese car brands is partnered up with Vechain to track carbon emissions, okay? Not only them, but some of you guys heard of Renault. Renault is also partnered up with Vechain. And what about, well, BMW? BMW is also part of Vechain developing a car security platform. So you could see they're with a lot of car manufacturers too. And also, what about some of the Chinese-based project or Chinese-based companies, I should say? Well, Vechain is also partnered up with the China insurer PICC, which is one of the biggest insurance companies of China. But not only that, one of the biggest insurance companies in the world. So they also partner up with them too. And what's important about these Chinese relationships is, if you know anything about business in China, to be able to partner up with some of these state-owned businesses, you have to have really close ties with the state. Otherwise, they're not going to let you form these partnerships, which also implies that Vechain has a path inwards, right? They are supported. They're a crypto, think about it, they're a crypto company that is forming these relationships with some of the biggest Chinese-based companies out there, which means they have in connection, which is definitely going to help them in the future. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So they're also partnered up with insurance companies. What about energy companies? Yes, Vechain is powered up with Shanghai Gas, right? And this is also big. Shanghai Gas is one of the biggest gas companies in China and also in the world. So they're going to utilize this as an energy as a service platform, and they're going to go through with it. So give you some examples of who they're partnered up with, and this is just only the beginning. So I mentioned about all these other things that Vechain is involved with now. Well, what about food safety? That's a huge one. Right? This was just announced. There's a lot of stuff that was announced. Vechain and MasterCard, they are joining forces and backing a new APAC Providence Console, which focuses on Australia's $76 billion worth of exports to China. So this definitely helps with that, right? There's a lot of things that's basically going back and forth between China and Australia, and Vechain is part of that, part of the consortium that will be tracking things, including food. Okay, what about Walmart? Yes, Walmart and Sam's Club is also partnered up with Vechain. This is specifically in China to trace food products. So yes, very important, but a big powerhouse like Walmart, you know what? Who did they decide to go with? They went with Vechain. And also, let's look at this. Vechain joins China Animal Health and Food Alliance, right, as council member to provide blockchain technology for enterprise members. So you get my point, right? So they're in the food industry too. Vechain launches blockchain platform tea traceability in China. Tea is way bigger than coffee in China. So this is of the utmost important. Tea traceability and safety is very important. So Vechain, as you can see, they're in food safety and partner up with some of the biggest companies out there. What about anti-counterfeiting? This is one of their main missions. Early on, they were working on IoT devices, so you could utilize it in wine, like luxury, fine wine. You can also use it for like luxury purses and stuff like that. Well, they have partnered up beyond just luxury purses like LV, but also they're targeting other brands like H&M and others. So yes, they're also in that space. You get what I'm saying here? Like, these are like some of the biggest brands and companies out there in the world, and they're all working with Vechain already. This is not like future partnerships. This is already happening now. Well, what about healthcare? Carbon emissions, I already talked about that with the car manufacturer. What about healthcare? Are they involved with healthcare at all? Yes, there's hospitals now. There's a hospital in Cyprus that's utilizing Vechain blockchain to VTHOR vaccination records. So yeah, they're involved with medical too. And here's a Rengen Hospital and DNVGL held strategic partnership, signed a ceremony to launch the world's first blockchain intelligent tumor treatment center. And yes, Vechain is part of this. So Yeah. Yeah, they're in healthcare too. They're in healthcare too. So this is just the beginning. Everything I've said is just like a fraction of the companies that have partnered up with VeChain. Here's a site. It says complete list of VeChain partnerships, but unfortunately, this has become outdated. The last entry was July 5th of 2020, but since then till now, almost like a year, there's been so much more that's been added. But you know, if you go down this list, it's incredible. Some of the companies, most of these companies are like multi-billion-dollar revenue companies. These are not like, I hate to say it, like small mom and pops or like even multi-million-dollar companies. These are multi-billion-dollar companies that are all entrusting VeChain with some kind of new initiative, new traceability, and you know they're involved. They're involved with all of it. They're involved with all of it. All right. So here's the bottom line. So why, after all this, after learning all this, after I hyped it up and I said all these other chains, they would be lucky to have anywhere near the partnerships that VeChain has and the usage and adoption it has right now. But why is VeChain not sitting at number 2? Why is VeChain not having and commanding a $200 billion market cap? Why is it not even higher than that? I mean, you could argue that they're way bigger than Ethereum. Why are they not at a $400 billion market cap, right? Here's the thing. China has a plan. They've been playing the long game for the last few years. And why did I say that? Well, ever since 2017, ever since they banned Bitcoin and they banned ICOs and they banned the exchanges so that you can't buy, trade, or sell crypto, they've been planning this all along because they're trying to transition their entire economy to this new digital fiat, which they call digital yuan. And they've been testing that for years. And now they're getting ready to go all out with this. They have a master plan and they've been planning this forever. So now their central bank is already in the process of testing this with localized banks and financial applications and so forth. And they're about to launch this. Which means that they're pretty much going to open up their entire economy to crypto because this digital yuan is a crypto. It's a state-run, state-controlled crypto, yes, but nevertheless, it's a crypto, which means all these apps that people use in China and Asia, they will have to adopt. They have to come out with a wallet to be able to accept crypto and so forth, right? And we know that China is not anti-Bitcoin either. Their courts have declared that Bitcoin is already a property. And if they were really against Bitcoin and crypto, they would have banned Bitcoin mining long ago, and they would have banned all projects that's related to crypto, right? But they haven't. So this is all about control, all about moving towards this global like domination. And I think, you know what, if this turned out to be true, if they release their digital yuan, they release all these financial apps, and then they open up crypto trading where they allow their citizens to start buying the crypto of their own, of their own homeland, basically China, right? That's going to cost so much money to flow in that it's going to really propel VeChain upwards. There's a lot of rules in China. Like, wealthy investors in China can't really get their money out. They're forced to spend money within. That's why they buy their own businesses. They buy real estate. That's why ghost cities exist. Why, there's rules, right? So right now, those citizens, those rich businessmen and rich wealthy whales of China, they can't really do anything with, say, a company like VeChain because they're not allowed to buy them yet. But when they are, that's going to be billions upon billions of dollars going into crypto companies like VeChain, and then I think it's going to really blow up from there. I honestly think that this is on the verge of happening because China is ready to launch their digital yuan, and once that happens, I think a lot of things are going to change. So I think this is why VeChain has been down for the last few years. It's been holding well around the top 20-ish. Like 4 billion like right now, but once they really open up, man, they're going to be wild. They're going to be wild. And not only that, VeChain is not sitting still. From a technology perspective, they're still developing. They're developing VeChain 2.0, which will even be faster and process transactions even less expensive. So there's a lot of things that they're doing. And also, there are new dApps coming out. Right now, NFTs is the hot thing. DeFi is a hot thing. There are dApps that's coming out too. That's on top of the VeChain VTHOR blockchain that is also involved with DeFi and NFTs. So yeah, this is all coming. So this is why I honestly think VeChain is the biggest, like the most undervalued project by far in crypto. It's not even close. It's not even close. So there you go. That's my opinion and research on VeChain. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And I did learn recently, you know how a certain group of people are known as something, like XRP is known as XRP Army, and Chainlink guys are known as Link Marines. Well, I was told that vet fans are known as veterans. So that's actually pretty unique. I didn't know that until recently. All right, anyways. That's pretty much it. Let me turn to you guys for Q&A. I did have some super chats, so I appreciate AG. Ginger asked about Algro. People keep asking me about Algro. I don't have anything to say about Algro. I really don't. I don't know what else is going on. VeChain is definitely a lot more interesting to me than Algorand. David, I've been on a VeChain train since 2017. I defended VeChain when there was FUD. A lot of FUD, specifically from one other YouTuber, and I defended VeChain like crazy, and I'm glad to see that other people are paying attention finally. Eric, appreciate that. Tyler asked, what do you think about Matic being listed on Coinbase Thursday? Well, they already pumped up because of it. So, I mean, it was just a matter of time. I think Matic is a pretty good layer 2 solution. They've been gaining a lot of ground recently, so yeah. But they already mooned because of it. Now, be careful. A lot of these projects moon before they get added, and as soon as they get added, they kind of dump out a little bit, so be careful of that. That may happen. Can you look at MobiPay? Definitely for the long term. Universal payments reward ecosystem that lets consumers make secure fiat and digital currency payments worldwide. Okay, so they're a financial app. Where are they on? No markets? Are they so new that they're not even, there's no information? So I think they're a bit too new. If there's no markets listed and there's no market cap listed. So probably too new. Joe asks, I have a certain amount in my portfolio. Should I wait for 60K to sell it and you think it's going to pump up? I can't tell you that. And no one really knows. Bitcoin will do its thing. Whales will do its thing. But we know Bitcoin's going higher. But whenever you time top or bottom, that's usually when you get burned. So I would say, yeah, don't do any of that. What else is there? What else did I miss? ML asks, hey, George, what do you think would provide better returns this cycle if purchased at their current prices, 30 ETH or BTC? I think it's about the same. I think BTC and ETH will move about the same. Maybe Ethereum moves a little bit faster, but I think right now they're pretty in tandem. For the last year, Ethereum has moved up faster, but you know what? With Bitcoin gaining traction, I don't know if that's going to be that consistent going forward. But I do think they're going to be at least neck and neck. Pundi, I don't like Pundi. I just don't see them becoming what people think they will. There's a lot of competition. In their space. Where do you see China's price with China's adoption? Or where do you see VeChain's price? I mean, like I said, it should be a lot higher than where it is. So with China going full blown and they really do what I just said, like they open up crypto trading, they allow their citizens to invest in crypto companies that's China based. I mean, it's going to propel VeChain up to like top 3 for sure. And you know what? They might even overthrow Ethereum because just look at who they're partnered up with. The sky's the limit for VeChain right now. Rumors true, Algorand founder and SEC chairman are working on using Algorand for the digital US. That's a far-fetched rumor. I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt the US will work on a digital currency that's based on a project right now because they want control. And Algorand should be about decentralization. So I doubt there's any truth to that. Well, maybe the CEO is helping, but it's not going to be based on Algorand. That's for sure. Ian, appreciate that. Marco asked, do you think ADA can surpass ETH in market cap? There's a good chance. I mean, they're not done yet, and they're sitting at number 5 already. So there is a chance. What will happen soon? Probably not. Can it happen in a few years? Yeah, if Ethereum loses its luster, its network effect, and all these dApps move to other blockchains, yeah, it can happen. But probably not this year. Crypto Queen, I did look at Cleaver. I didn't know they were a Tron wallet before. They basically rebranded and they concentrated on other cryptos. They're basically a universal wallet. They have pumped up too much though. In the last day, they pumped up like 100% for no reason. So I will wait until it dies down. But overall, they look like a pretty good wallet. Any thoughts on Sidecoin? I don't know. Neutral. I don't really hear much about them. I got tainted by them in 2018 and kind of just got off the bandwagon there. Wellness asks VeChain price prediction. I'm going to say, you know, I've been saying like Binance Chain, Cardano, Polkadot will go 10 to 20x, assuming that Bitcoin goes up 10x. So I'd say they move anywhere from 1 to 2x. I mean, if China does go full-blown digital yuan this year and really does what I said they were going to do, then VeChain could go much more than 20x. Could go 30, 50x from where they are now. But let's just assume they don't do that. What about if they're still, you know, it's not ready to go prime time yet in terms of digital yuan? Can they still go up 10x from here? Yeah, certainly. Thoughts on Elrond and their potential? Elrond is very promising. Fast, blockchain based on sharding. They have a lot of partnerships. They could definitely go up. But, you know, can they be one of the top 3, you know, blockchains? That's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to surpass Binance Smart Chain, Cardano, Polkadot. Can they sit at like a number 4? Maybe. But they got a lot of competition. You know, for example, VeChain. And also Cosmos. These 2 chains I really, really like. So, I mean, they have good potential. Wink? No. Any Tron-based products right now, I have no clue what's going on. And it just sounds like it's a disaster overall. So, what's your take on Stellar? I don't know what's going on with Stellar. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with Stellar. You know, I'm gonna be 100% truth. And I do have something to share with you guys at the end of this video about Ripple, but I won't give you guys 100% truth, okay? I would rather buy XRP right now over Stellar. As much as I hate XRP, I would much rather buy because I think that there's a potential for XRP to go higher and move faster than Stellar at this point. I just don't know what's going on with Stellar. I have no idea any new initiatives that's happening with Stellar right now. With XRP, at least I know there's this SEC lawsuit. Maybe that ends. Maybe, you know, it drags on. I don't know. But at least there's something going on. But I don't like Stellar right now. BDT, same thing. No one knows what's going on with BDT right now. Justin does not have a plan for any of the companies he bought. They're not integrated at all. They should all be using TRX. They should not all be using their own tokens. It just doesn't make any sense. But he wanted them all to have their own token because he wanted to profit off of them. Because he wanted to make up the cost that he paid. But they're all over the place. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of people ask me about NewsCypher. Privacy preserving applications. I think basically it turns data on blockchain products into it encrypts it basically. Manages secrets like IAM tokens, database, SSH credentials. Okay. Yeah. So it's almost like encryption basically. Yeah, that's what it says. Encryption service for public blockchains. It's fine. It's not a very sexy project to me. So yeah, that's my answer to that. Theta's awesome project. You can't go wrong with Theta. Let's just put it that way. Is Justin a tech person? No, but he did develop an app that was, I guess, somewhat popular in I think it was Taiwan. I don't know if he's Taiwanese or Chinese, but he did create an app. Supposedly he's like like Jack Ma's his mentor. I mean, he got pretty big in 2017. Tron literally went from a nobody to a multi-billion-dollar project. I remember in 2017. But this was before Patreon had another service like Insider, and I covered Tron when it was at $100 million. And at that point, it already pumped up like 10 or 20x. I'm like, you know what? This Justin Sun guy, young guy, seems very promising, knows how to market things, and I think it's going higher. And it did. It went up like, I forgot what it was peaked at, like 20 billion or something. But now he has overplayed his hand. Like, he has promised so many things, did so many blunders, bought all these companies that he doesn't know what to do with. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. Gray Oaks asks, why is HBAR going nuts? I have no idea. Other than it's a blockchain, because a lot of blockchains right now, the good ones are getting pumped up. That's probably the only reason I could think of. Is Cody a scam or real? I read both ways. I did read that, back and forth on Reddit. First of all, you can't trust what people post on Reddit as like actual facts. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're fudged with FUD in there, and it just looks really real. So I have to spend more time on it. I think the project right now is fine. I think the biggest FUD comes from the past leadership, which I don't know too much about. So I'm going to look into that. But the project itself right now, as it stands, looks like a legit project. In fact, I think they're a very promising project. But that FUD article, it's all about like the previous founders and all this stuff. And I can't verify that off right now. So I'll have to look more into it. Eternity Chain. I looked at it, I think, this morning. Don't know too much about it. Fag. Yeah, I looked at this yesterday. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Null's Gang. Null's another project covered in 2017 and blew up. I still really like it. It's just that it's become so low that people don't pay attention to it. But if Null's can get back its popularity, let's say, get people to pay attention to what they're doing, they could definitely blow up. So they've actually been executing quite well. Did I miss a super chat about Engine? No, I said Engine was good, right? No. Hi-Fi, I get weird vibes with Cuban is in. Just because Mark Cuban is in something doesn't mean anything. Trust me. I invested huge in a company called Unicoin Gold. And Mark Cuban, that was his very first blockchain project. And you know what? He just dumped on everyone. He sold out and everyone else sold out and no one knew about it. So just because Mark Cuban is in it doesn't make it good. Trust me on that. And that's not his only project. He's involved with other projects that have also failed too. He's just kind of like putting money in wherever right now. If someone did ask me about Engine, it's definitely good. It's definitely one of the biggest NFT plays. They've been around since 2017 too. And they're thriving. They're thriving in a big way. Right now, they're down 11%, but you know what? The thing to remember is they're up 85% for the week. So they're definitely good. This could actually be no, it's not a good pickup because just a few days ago, it was at like 110. So it was much lower just even a few days ago. What do you think about Phantom talking to the UN? A lot of projects talking to the UN. So I don't know. I mean, one project I covered recently, LTO Network, is also partnered up with the UN on tracing land. So, yeah, that's pretty big. So I like the fact that a lot of these projects are tied to the UN, and I like the fact that the UN is considering blockchain. So that's good. Vish Ish Chow. I don't know how to say your first name, but I appreciate that. I hear Uniswap 3 will have big news for NFT fans. It could, because like Sushi and Pancake, they have NFTs already. They have NFT marketplaces, so Uniswap could have that integrated. The big thing that everyone's waiting for is Uniswap to move to layer 2, right? And that will probably be announced pretty soon, but we'll see. We'll see. Where's Bitcoin at? Yeah, Bitcoin's around the same. 53, 8, 54. Yeah, I think this is perfectly normal. You see this a lot. You see this a lot where Bitcoin goes on a huge run like this, especially within the last day or two, and then all of a sudden it dumps out of nowhere. And this is a phenomenon that keeps happening. It's just done to liquidate longs, basically. I'm sure a lot of shorts were liquidated here, but this is just done purely to liquidate longs. It's so obvious. Duper asked, I learned of Origin Protocol, bought it, sounded great, it hasn't been disappointed. Why did they not get attention at all? They're relatively new. I mean, they're still relatively new. And not everyone knows about every project like I do. I literally spend so much time every day to look at a project. I don't even pretend like I know everything about them, but I get the gist of it and why I like them. Orion is great because they're a DEX and SEX, like a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange. They're an aggregator. They partner up with a lot of blockchains. Their terminal, their trading, app is on Binance Smart Chain and also on Elrond, and they have liquidity from multiple chains. I mean, they have a lot. They have a lot. So I really like them from that that perspective. But there's a lot of projects in that space. You can't expect every project to pump up like 1,000%. Otherwise, it'll be crazy. Tent, I think I looked at it before. Felix, I like Ecomi. I like Ecomi a lot. They are held back a little bit, but I like them a lot. Tent, I looked at before. Hellcat, I know you think that's the right move, but you probably missed out on a ton of gains. A ton of gains. Trust me, I was like that. And then I realized I lost so much gains by being that way. Safe Haven is also built on VeChain as well. Digital inheritance would be great to get someone to open your mind about it. Okay. I think someone asked me about this before. Yeah, I don't like what happened there. They're on KuCoin, so that's good. Building financial asset management and inheritance solutions on the blockchain. You know what? I covered a sponsor today. I forgot what their name. Torina. I forgot what they're called, but they had this interesting concept about time capsules, which also fits inheritance. In case you die, you could pass that on. That was actually pretty unique. I gotta look at them again. They can actually be pretty good. But anyways, supports companies in blockchain, aiding their expansion within their verticals. Okay. Inheritance is only one of the things they do. But basically, it seems like they're a DeFi play. Yeah, they're still very, very small. Very small. I don't know. I have to do more research on it. They could be good. They could be good. No, it wasn't Terra. Terra is another one. They're called Torino or something. Torno. I forgot, but it wasn't Terra. Now I feel bad. I gotta look it up. It's Ternoa. That's what it is. Trnoa. Ternoa. That's what it is. Gary, yeah. Matic popped because it was announced that they're going to get added on Coinbase. And so, same thing with SushiSwap. SushiSwap was also announced. But I don't think SushiSwap popped as much as... yeah, they did a little bit. Not as much as Matic, but yeah, that's the reason why they went up. Litecoin Mimblewimble code nearly ready. Yeah, they've been saying that since 2018. So, yeah, 3 years. Woohoo! It took 3 years to implement Mimblewimble. And, you know what? Litecoin still has not gone up. So, I don't see why anyone is on the Litecoin bandwagon at this point. Bluezell has some big news recently. What's the big news? See, if you say that, then you should tell me what the big news is. Chris, I appreciate that. Another George here. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I'll let you guys go. Overall, what's happening in Bitcoin happens all the time. Do not panic. Still at 53, 54. Remember, we just got past getting through 51,000. So if there's a little bit of volatility, this is perfectly normal. But ultimately, this is just to drive out the longs right now. But the main topic of today is Vechain. Incredible project. Most undervalued by far, in my opinion. Just take a look, do some research, look at all the partnerships. I've only went through like a dozen, and that's only like half or a third of what they really have. They're partnered up with biggest companies in the world. They have close ties to China with these state-run companies, which is huge. That means they have an in with China, which means that once they open up the digital yuan and open up crypto trading, open up exchanges, allow their citizens to buy, Vechain is going to balloon up from here. And even if that doesn't happen this year, Vechain is still going to do very, very well. Very, very well. It's not just dependent on China, but I think that's their biggest draw. But right now, they're doing just fine. But don't sleep on Vechain. One of my favorite projects of all time. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I did promise, someone that reminded me that I do have something very important to show you guys. For those of you guys that are Ripple fans, you're wondering what's going on with SRP, right? Whether or not you should dive right in right now while it's low. I do have something to show you guys. This may change your mind. All right, take a look.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.